Today we will discuss the concept like subspace. So in our last class I defined about the vector space. What is vector space? What is the structure of the vector space? Now let us move to the subspace. The definition is a non-empty subset W of a vector space V over a field is said to be a subspace of V if W itself is a vector space under the operation defined in V and over the same field of a vector space. So that means if you have a non-empty subset of a vector space and that non-empty subset satisfies all the properties of vector space with respect to addition and multiplication and over the same field, then it is called a subspace. So actually we have many properties to prove that something is a vector space. Now to avoid that, we have a necessary and sufficient condition for some non-empty subset to be a subspace. So let us see what is that. So necessary and sufficient condition is a non-empty subset W of V is said to be a subspace of V if and only if, here the condition, here we have if and only if, that is biconditional. For each pair of vectors W1 comma W2, if you take two vectors W1 comma W2 in W, and for any scalar alpha belongs to F, the vector of the form alpha into W1 plus W2 must be there in W. So what actually it says, first term if you see, this is scalar multiplication, and if you see entire thing, so this is one vector, this is another vector, this is vector addition, belongs to W means what? W is closed under scalar multiplication and vector addition. So this is the important concept here. So I have written here that W is closed under vector addition and scalar multiplication. Now we move to the proof of this. So first I suppose the condition. What is that condition? For every vectors W1, W2 and scalar alpha belongs to F, the equation, I mean the sum alpha W1 plus W2 is there in W. That what we have assumed. I will assume. If I assume like this, then I can prove the existence of identity. That means all the properties, structure of the vector space, I can prove it. So first we will prove the existence of identity, then inverse, then we will prove that it is closed under multiplication and addition and all other properties. So first property I will prove like this. Since W is a non-empty, we can take a vector. So let us take that vector as W. So therefore I will use this equation now. In place of alpha I will write -1, in place of W1 I will write W, in place of W2 also once again I will write W. So what happens if I do that? I will get 0. Then definitely according to our assumption this is there in W, therefore 0 is there in W. So what we have proved now? Existence of additive identity. Similarly I wanted to prove the existence of inverse. So let us take a W1 vector in W. Now I want to prove that its negative is also there in W. So once again the equation is alpha W1 plus W2 belongs to W. So I have W1 in W, alpha is a scalar, 0 also just now we found that 0 belongs to W. Then definitely according to our assumption this sum belongs to, that is equal to how much? Alpha W1 belongs to W. So one more thing what we have proved here, scalar multiplication. So W is closed under scalar multiplication. Now next is if I take in particular alpha is equal to -1, this is for all alpha, right? Therefore if I take alpha equal to -1, what happens? -1 into W1 belongs to W. So that means you have taken W1 and you have proved that minus W1 belongs to W. So what it proves? It proves the existence of inverse. So next I will take two vectors W1 and W2. Then alpha, if I take alpha equal to 1, once again if you use that equation alpha W1 plus W2, here you will find alpha 1 into W1 plus W2, that is equal to what? W1 plus W2 belongs to W. Now what I have proved is W is closed under addition, W is closed under multiplication, inverse exists, identity exists. Now the remaining properties are just the properties of the operation plus and multiplication. So that is not necessary to prove, they are depends on the operation, therefore they definitely satisfies the remaining properties of the vector space. Therefore what we have proved here is W is a vector space. So W is a non-empty subset of V and it is a vector space, means what? W is a subspace. Converse part is very simple. If you assume that W is a subspace of V, then definitely we know that W is a vector space, means it is closed under scalar multiplication and vector addition. Therefore if W1 W2 belongs to W, then if W is a subspace of V, then certainly alpha W1 plus W2 belongs to W for every alpha belongs to F, and W1 W2 belongs to W. So next we will move to the concept known as linear combination. So let V be a vector space over F and V1 to Vn are the vectors in V, then the vector of the form alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2 etc. alpha n Vn, where alpha 1 alpha 2 etc. alpha n are scalars, is called the linear combination of the vectors V1 V2 etc. Vn. I have taken an example here. I wanted to see that whether this vector V3 is linear combination of V1 and V2. So that means what? Whether V3 is alpha linear combination of V1 and V2. What is that? Alpha V1 plus alpha V2. So that is alpha 1, write the vector V1. What is V1? 1 minus 2 5. What is V2? 2 5 6, and the right hand side is 7 4 minus 3. Now if you just simplify this, you will find the system of equation. If this system of equation has a solution, then definitely you can write V3 as linear combination of V1 and V2. You can solve this by writing the augmented matrix and reducing it to the echelon form, or you can use the calculator to find the solution. So accordingly, I have a note here. That note says that if alpha 1 V1 alpha 2 V2 etc. alpha n Vn equal to W, that means W is the linear combination of V1 V2 etc. Vn if the solution of this system exists. That means the augmented matrix, if you reduce it to the echelon form, you can find the solution. So W can be generated, in particular W can be generated by a linear combination of V1 V2 etc. Vn if and only if there is a solution to the linear system. Next let us see what we mean by linear span of S. So definition says that if we have V1 V2 etc. Vn collection of vectors from the vector space V, and if I take it as S, then linear span of that set is S is just collection of linear combinations of these vectors. That means it is the set of alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2 plus etc. alpha n Vn. What is alpha 1 alpha 2? Once again they are scalars. Alpha 1 alpha 2 etc. alpha n are scalars. So once again I have given a note here. So asking whether a vector V is in the span of this collection means what? Amount to asking whether the equation V which is equal to this linear combination has a solution. V which is equal to this combination has a solution. So if it has a solution means yes, V is in the span of V1 V2 etc. Vn. If it has no solution means V is not in the linear span of alpha 1 alpha 2 etc. alpha n. So next we have a simple theorem here. Prove that the linear span of S is a subspace. How to prove that this is a subspace? Take a scalar, two vector, then prove that the scalar multiplication and vector addition is closed. That means alpha, if you take uv and alpha, then you have to prove that alpha v plus w belongs to a linear span of S. It's a very simple proof. Go through this. I have taken v belongs to L of S means linear combination of the vectors v1 v2 vn. W belongs to L of S means linear combination of the vectors v1 v2 etc. vn. I have taken a scalar, then I took alpha v plus w, this sum, and if I simplify that, taking v1 v2 common, I found that this alpha v plus w is the linear combination of v1 v2 etc. vn, means definitely it is there in the linear span of S. So alpha v plus w belongs to L of S. That means L of S is a subspace of the vector space V. Now we'll see what is column space of a matrix and null space. So column space contains all linear combination of the columns of A. That means it is a linear span of the column vectors. It is a linear span of the column vectors. So therefore the column space is a subspace of R power m and it is denoted by C of A. Similarly, null space means what? It is the vector whose image is 0 under A. That means the null space of a matrix consists of all vectors x such that Ax is equal to 0. So this is also a subspace. A linear span is also a subspace. Therefore column space is also a subspace, and the null spaces, all these things are subspace. You can prove it easily. Now it is denoted by n of A. Now we move to the problem number 1. So describe the column space and the null space of the matrices. So here I have two matrices, so I will do the first one. We can do the second one in the same way. Though according to the definition of column space, what is column space of A? It is some scalar into the vector, first vector column, plus some scalar into the second vector. So that is the linear span of these two vectors, 1 0 minus 1 0. Now if you simplify this, you will find alpha minus beta comma 0. Then definitely this is the vector with the non-zero component in x in the place of x and zero component in the place of y. That means this is just x axis. So alpha beta belongs to R or F field, or in general or in particular we can take it as R. Therefore C of A is the collection of all points on the x-axis. That means it is the points on the x-axis or x-axis. Now null space of A. What is null space of A? Null space of A is Ax equal to 0. All the vector x whose image is 0. So write the matrix vectors and simplify this. You can write the augmented matrix to simplify this, or you can do it directly if it is simple. So I did directly here. X minus y equal to 0 means x equal to y equal to k. Both the components are same. That means this is the straight line which passes through k comma k. So the second problem is C of A is linear combination of three columns, 0 1 0 2 3 3. So I took it as alpha 0 1 beta 0 2 gamma 3 3. Now if you just simplify it, you will find a vector of the form 3 gamma alpha plus 2 beta gamma. These are all scalars. Therefore C of A is all the points in the plane R square. So these are the points in the plane R square. Now what is n of A here? N of A is null space of A, which is the points x y z such that the matrix into the vector equal to 0. Matrix into the vector is equal to 0. This is right hand side is 0 0. Now I will write the augmented matrix. So what is the augmented matrix? Augmented matrix is 0 0 3 0 1 2 3 0. So now you can interchange, reduce it to the echelon form. Just interchange, it will reduce to the echelon form. You can see that from this echelon form the value of z will be 0, because 3 into z equal to 0, z equal to 0. From the first equation we have x plus 2y plus 3z is equal to 0. X plus 2y plus 3z is equal to 0. So put z equal to 0, you will find x plus 2y equal to 0. If you simplify, you will find the proportional values of x and y, that is minus to 1. That means n of A is a straight line which passes through the point minus 2 1 0.